So Ole Miss travels down to Nolans to play the Green Wave of Tulane. Michael Pratt, the really good Tulane quarterback, apparently is going to be available for this game and is going to play. Apparently he was a little injured, but it looks like he's going to go. Joe, I don't think it matters. I look, Tulane was a good team last year. Joe, they went up against South Alabama and got their shit punched in.
What? I thought that was the opposite. I thought they played really well. Oh, yeah.
I mean, they won the Mardi Gras Bowl. Good for you. I mean, like I'm the Louisiana's is anybody in this chat right now. They won the Mardi Gras Bowl. Sounds good against USA, South Alabama. Mm-hmm. But, man, come on.
I know this game on paper sounds more fun than it actually is because they're both ranked.
Joe.
Okay.
You know what game you saw with South Alabama and Tulane. Come on now.
Okay, so first of all, I think the Tulane secondary is really aggressive and they can make some plays. I think that there's a possibility for them to take the ball away. I think that they've got some good receivers. And if Michael Pratt's not that banged up and he's fine, he could take over some football games now. Like, it's not like he's
Klubnik. He's playing defensively.
So that's what I was about to get at.
Okay.
But as you're talking about, their O-line, D-line is not going to match up well against an SEC team. I feel like this is the type of game where the first quarter is going to be like 7-7 or 10-7. Maybe Tulane's up. And we're going to be like, oh, my God, look at Ole Miss. Look how close this game is. Everybody, we got to watch out. And then the final score is going to be 35-10 or 42-10, something along those lines, because they've got more firepower. Jaxson Dart, man, this is a really good stepping piece for him where he can just really show that ascension. He looked really good against, I know it's Mercer, and Mercer sucks, but he's starting to look less robotic and more clean as a player. Can he be more reactive? Can he get the ball out quick? Can he stop overthinking things? And we know how good this run game is, man. Quinshon Judkins doesn't even need 12 touches to go over 100 yards.
Yulman Stadium might be full of red. There's a lot of people in the Gulf Coast that are Ole Miss fans, and that stadium could easily get quickly turn red, and that be a home away home game for them. Okay, look, we do this a lot in sports, and I am Joe guilty as charged in doing this myself. So I'm not calling out anybody because I do it all the time too. We look at teams in the past and say, oh, well, this game might be close because look at what Tulane did last year. They don't have a Tyree Spears. They got former LSU offensive tackle Cam Wire at left tackle who is going to might get obliterated this weekend. They might have to call the cops because he's going to get murdered out there at left tackle or right tackle, whichever one they're going to play him at this week. I watched the Tulane South Alabama game, and I walked away from that game completely underwhelmed. Now, I do like Willie Fritz a lot, but man, Lane's going to go in there and probably put up as many points as he wants to. I don't think that they get stopped at all.
So, I would
be shocked. I would be shocked if that happened.
That's the other aspect of this. Like, again, on paper, it's like, oh, maybe Ole Miss can't really figure this one out, but he put 73 points up on Mercer. You think that he's not going to try and come out there and make a statement? He's the type of guy that loves to do that crap where, and I'm not giving him a hard time for it. I love that he does that. I'm a big Lane Kiffin supporter. I love his mentality as a coach. You think he's not going to show up and say that they're ranked one spot behind us, that we're not going to show up and completely obliterate them and make them look silly? They're going to totally do that. That's going to be the goal of this game. Tulane can't let that happen at all.
Well, and I do think that Pete Golding coming back to the state and wanting to recruit the way that he wants to recruit in places like New Orleans, I think that here's what I believe. Okay. Because I know Pete, and I know Pete really pretty well. At least I feel like I do. Okay. Former DC at Southeastern, Hammond. He's a Hammond guy. I know that him and Lane Kiffin have had a discussion about recruiting, and especially recruiting the state of Louisiana. And he's told Lane, we got to score on them as much as we can because I want to go in there and make a statement for when I hit the recruiting trail. I do, as well as I know that, man, I know that conversation's been had because that conversation used to be had when he was at Alabama, and he would tell Saban stuff. And Saban would be like, yeah, that's why I keep you around, because I know how much you love to recruit and you do things. I do like Ole Miss. I don't think it's gonna be as big as some people believe, but I do think that they're able to pull it out.